Kani kedai ke Batisi TV, bat pidang pet ya ke kubur baman kasni, belawan rasa pi da ke rupa, ringkat bat ke orange Nissan, lom sokpo near Fire Brigade Shnong.
New Nissan Kicks. Bookings open now.
Banyakran halor ka Citizenship Amendment Bill bat ke National Register of Citizens ha ka South Rik mentau nai wing arjar kat khandai. Uwai ni kinoilam jang ka All India Congress Committee ubalong ru UMP na Karnataka. Jairam Ramesh ulawan chakani ke jilla Meghalaya bat Shnong lang ru bat kinoilam jang ka seng Congress ki ba nakani ke jilla Meghalaya. Habakran bat kinong pathai khubor Jairam Ramesh ulakan thojur ya ka sarkar pedeng ke balailam da ka seng Bharatiya Janata Party da ka bakno baka Citizenship Amendment Bill kadai ka thong jong ka seng RSS bat ke BJP ban Phiah ya Nongshong Shnong kari India kat kum ka jinget nyam jongki bat kani kadai ru ka jing penkhenya ka article bakat saw bat ka article arpway jong ka riti sanchar kari ne ka Constitution of India kumta uni uhe jong ka AICC ulaong baka seng Congress kanya kon persya ikini kijing temu jong ka seng BJP bari bat ban that madan ro ya ka Buit trekam jong ka ban Phiah ya Nongshong Shnong jong ka India hi borok away.
The nation's oldest party, 134-year-old party, the party that led the freedom movement, the party that gave India the constitution, is firmly, strongly, clearly opposed to the Citizenship Amendment Bill. The bill is an attempt to divide Indian society. It violates Article 14 and Article 21 of the Constitution, for which Dr. Ambedkar played a very important role. It can never accept the Citizenship Amendment Bill. It is anti-secular. It goes against the preamble of the Constitution. It is anti-constitutional. It violates Article 14 and Article 21. The Citizenship Amendment Bill is an RSS BJP project to divide India on religious lines. I know that all the northeastern chief ministers, northeastern political leaders, civil society are firmly opposed to the Citizenship Amendment Bill. The national level also, the Congress party, will fight against it because this is anti-constitutional. It will change the very nature of India. So on the Citizenship Amendment Bill, there should be no doubt on where the Congress party stands. NRC, the Congress party is firmly opposed to illegal migrants and migration. Migration must be stopped at the border. NRC in Assam was a historical legacy. It was part of the 1951 census. It was part of the 1985 Assam Peace Accord. After 2012, the Supreme Court got active. As you know, there was talk that there were millions and millions of illegal migrants in Assam. But as of now, 19 lakh 1.9 million is the number of foreigners who have been detected, who have no valid documentation to prove that they are citizens of India. NRC is a very complicated exercise. The type of paperwork and documentation that is required, poor people do not have. Poor people move for jobs. It requires public education. It requires public awareness. It requires public help. So while NRC in Assam has a history, to repeat the NRC in other states requires a lot of homework. We have to create a political climate and we have to ensure that the NRC does not become an instrument for harassment. People should not live in fear and intimidation because of NRC. So a lot of homework, lot of careful planning is required, help is required, political consensus is required before we jump into NRC outside Assam.
Hagani ke jekran berkinong patai kubor. Jairam Ramesh ulakan thoru ya ke sarkar Meghalaya ke bamanta. Ke balapan slam ban pentre kamno ya ke an Meghalaya Residents Safety and Security Act 2016. Ke an ke balaman juru dak yung darbar thau an ke jela nadu snam 8000 khan reu member ke Kongres kadang sensyar ya ke jela. Bat ke balayo ru ya ke jing menjur wat naulat ke jela. Ya gani ka phang la banrap lang ru da menteri rang ba barim ka jela u ba menta ulong unong elam ka liang persya hing darbar thau an ka jela u Dr. Mukul Sangma.
The Meghalaya Residents Safety and Security Act was passed in 2016. It was passed when Dr. Mukul Sangma was the Chief Minister. It was passed after over a year of public consultations, widespread discussion, and it was passed unanimously in the Meghalaya Assembly. It received the governor's assent. It's a comprehensive law. But for 3 years, the Meghalaya government, the present Meghalaya government, slept over this act. They did not bother to implement this act. And suddenly they have now discovered that this act needs amendment. MRSSA to be implemented and strengthened. Let there be no doubt about it. We believe the MRSSA 2016 protects all communities of Meghalaya. We want it to be implemented, and if in the process of implementation it needs to be amended, so be it. But even without implementing for 3 years, sleeping over it for 3 years, now an ordinance is being planned. I will request Dr. Sangma to elaborate on this. All I wish to say is that as far as the Indian National Congress is concerned, we are committed to the implementation of the Meghalaya Resident Safety and Security Act 2016 in letter and spirit, and particularly clause 18 of this act is so powerful that if it had been implemented for the last 3 years, we would not have had this concern for an ordinance.
So there was a long-drawn consultation and engagement with all the civil society organizations and the stakeholders, culminating into a decision to come up with a legislative exercise to have a law, to rather mandate by law certain exercise which will be enough, considered enough to protect the interests of our people. And that is how we had this, the culmination of this Meghalaya Residence Safety and Security Act 2016. We all are witness to the fact that every political party was taken on board. The issue was discussed exhaustively in the Legislative Assembly, and the government of the day was able to take all the parties on board and have this bill passed unanimously. That was a great milestone achieved. People were happy. And immediately after the notification of this act, our government took measures. You have seen the mandate of the law where we have the district task force, the entry-exit point, where the facilitation centers have been established. All the measures required for ultimately rolling out the implementation process was taken up by the government. We identified all the entry-exit points. That also was in consultation with all the civil society organizations. And we also went ahead with the whole land acquisition process to ensure that we have the land in possession and proceed ahead with the whole implementation of the entry-exit. And another important thing that this Meghalaya Residence Safety and Security Act have addressed is the concern of mandating through law the empowerment of our traditional institution, and that also has been taken care of by this law. If you go through the definitions and various other roles which has been enshrined in the framework of this law, legally mandating, legally empowering. In other words, a comprehensive law which has been able to address the concern of our people. Now, there has been some attempt to create a perception that this Meghalaya Residence Safety and Security Act 2016 does not have enough tooth to deal with certain concerns. I tell you friends, if you go by section 18 subsection 2C and F, you will see how different process of this particular act has been conceptualized and formatted in order to address all the concerns of our people, particularly to filter the issue of illegal immigrants entering the state, keeping in mind the long porous interstate border and the long porous international border, and also the concern of the citizens of the state to take care of the need to insulate the state from all the challenges of law and order related issue, keeping in mind again the whole northeastern being inflicted by insurgency and militancy. And therefore, all this whole exhaustive exercise have been worked out, and today we are sharing before you with complete clarity that this Meghalaya Residence Safety and Security Act has been designed in order to provide all the necessary safeguards to the residents of the state.